All right, we're doing this. Episode 2, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to continue what I touched on the first time we were talking about me growing a beard, right? And I talked so much, I didn't realize that I was blabbering on and I didn't really get to show you anything. But I did get to tell you the logic behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. And also I touched on how I plan to achieve the result that I want. So today, I guess in this video, I'm gonna dive into a bit more detail and show you actually examples of what I'm gonna use, what I'm gonna do. Maybe I would say you could call this like an introductory video. So you've watched my first video, you understand why I'm gonna do it, you're convinced you want to try and do it as well, you know, with me or maybe on your own. Maybe you're watching this 5 years later, right? And I've already grown a full beard and you're like, wow, I want that. So this video would probably be like your checklist video. This is what you need to prepare. This is what you need to get ready, right? If you want to start growing your beard, right? And I guess the first thing you need to do is, so I'm going to give you a list of what you might want to purchase, what you might want to prepare. But the first thing and the most important thing, which you can't start without, is what I mentioned in the last part of my last video, is the serum called minoxidil. Okay, so minoxidil, basically, I already mentioned this in the last video, but just to touch on it a bit now, used to be a ingested solution that had a side effect that actually made, the side effect was it made people grow hair. And then they tried to put it tropically and it made the hair grow on bald people, and somebody tried it on his beard and it grew out his beard. Okay, so long story short, this is the substance you want to get your hands on, right? Legally, it is not made to grow your beard. And I don't think the companies that sell it, I don't think they're allowed to advertise it as a beard grower, because it's only been clinically tested on the scalp. But there are several people, like unofficially, like I mentioned, there is a Facebook group of people who are doing this, and there are results, you know, and the side effects are not drastic, and if there are side effects that you can deal with. They're not life-threatening whatsoever, and most of the people who have been doing this, don't quote me on this, but based on what I've been reading, most people who have tried to do this, they don't really feel much of the side effects. So maybe I'll do a video on just side effects, but the main side effect you're gonna have is hair growth in more than just this area. Okay, so what do I mean? You're probably gonna grow, because once you start applying it on your skin, basically it enters your bloodstream through your skin, and it kind of, wherever you already have hair, like maybe on your fingers here, maybe on your arms, maybe on your hair, it kind of stimulates the growth in all the areas where you actually have hair. But these side effects are also temporary, which I'll talk to you about later on, because there are stages. Just like a tooth, you know how when you have baby teeth, and then when the baby teeth come out, your real teeth grow. That's what I learned. In hair growing, you kind of grow baby hairs. Forgot what you call them, starts with a V. But basically these baby hairs grow out first, and they fall off. And maybe the next hair is the mature hair, or they call it something, I forgot. But basically the mature hair, right? Or maybe it's another baby hair, and maybe you have to wait a little longer until the mature hair comes out. But basically, there is a certain point where the hair isn't thin anymore and it's thicker, and that becomes the mature hair, and that's the hair that actually stays, right? So, but enough of my blabbering. Next thing I know, I might end the video just talking about all of these things. The one thing I want to introduce for sure in this video, which you want to get your hands on if you want to start this, is minoxidil. Okay, so now there are several brands. What you want to do, there are several brands. There are several physical types, meaning there is liquid, there is foam, you know. But basically, what you want, regardless of what brand it is or what form it is, what you want is minoxidil, and you want it at 5%, right? So just to cut through all of the noise for you, I am not in any way endorsed by the brand I'm about to share, but hey, Kirkland, if you're listening, I wouldn't mind being sponsored. Anyway, so the brand that I use is Kirkland, right? It's one that's been used in volume in the Facebook group that I'm a part of. And it's just the one that's been tried and tested. So I don't want to experiment with the other brands because some of them don't really yield the same results, but they're supposed to. I mean, minoxidil 5%, that's basically it. You don't have to really think about, you know, what brand it is, as long as it's minoxidil 5%. You don't want to go over 5%. There are brands that give you maybe 6, even 10%. But according to studies, apparently, the more the percentage, shockingly, sometimes the less effective it is. Unless you're really like anti-minoxidil in nature and maybe you really need to up the percentage. But basically, 5% is enough, right? And I'm going to show it to you now. So this is the specific brand that I use, or will start using, right? I haven't used it yet. So as you can see, I want to be like one of those makeup girls, like, this is the brand that I use, Kirkland Minoxidil 5%. So right, so basically it's not that big. It looked bigger in the photos, but yeah. So you want to get your hands on this, right? One bottle will probably last you a month, right? And you want to probably, so that you don't get what's the English word for bitten? I'll put the translation here if I have time, but basically you don't want to start and then lose your momentum, right? Bitten is what we call it in Filipino, but basically you want to get at least 6, so that you can do at least 6 months and you can really see the results. It says use twice daily. Some people, they use it once daily and they still see the results. I say if you start using it, I would recommend you start using it once daily just to see how it reacts to your skin. Because like I mentioned, there are side effects. And one of the side effects is it kind of dries your skin, because I think it's alcohol based. So it's like a toner where it dries your skin and sometimes it starts flaking. So you don't want that to happen if you're sensitive to it, which is why as I go along the list, one of the things that I will recommend you get is a moisturizer, right? And I'm gonna discuss the process of what you do first, how you get to from the minoxidil to you have to wash your face, how long do you keep it on your face, how do you apply it on your face, what moisturizer do you put, when do you put it, you know, all these things. I guess I'll make a video on each, so this video technically is on minoxidil, which is our flagship. It's our main thing that we need to use. Actually, even if you don't buy anything else, if you just get minoxidil and you just put it on your face 2 times a day, you're probably gonna be good. But for those of you who want to increase the speed of your results, get better results on this journey, then you might want to look into the other things. Especially if you have side effects, some of these things will help you deal with those, right? So where do you get this? So basically this is available at Shopee or Lazada. So you can order it. Some of them, they come with a dropper, and use the dropper to actually, you can use your fingers, but so most people, they use the dropper to apply on their face just because, you know, just to be safe. But then they say you don't grow any hair on your fingers anyway, so it's perfectly fine to just use it on your fingers as well. So that's it. So first thing you need, minoxidil. Get your hands on this, go to Shopee, order some, right? Kirkland is what they say is good. And See you in the next video.